The developers are pissed off that their names, their games were brought up. They were like, we're gonna feature some indie games, and they brought it up. And these developers like, we don't want to be associated with you, even though it's free advertising, even though their customers, their servers, they got a big boost after it was mentioned on it.
And they're mad?
Yes, they are mad.
Oh, Lord.
This past week, Stuttering Craig of Side Scrollers put on his event called The Real Game Awards. And in all honesty, it went off without a hitch, with incredible trailers being shown from some pretty cool indie-style games, fun awards being given out, and great time was had by basically the entire gaming community at large, save for a few vocal minority of people, which we'll definitely get into in this video. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. There is some major backlash going on right now with Stuttering Craig's The Real Game Awards, all because developers are not happy that they're being associated with an event that's made by gamers for gamers to celebrate games. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down how Stuttering Craig's event was great. Until afterwards, there were a bunch of trolls online attacking developers saying, why are you guys supporting these people? Don't you know about how bad they are? And the developers were kind of caught off guard like, whoa, we don't want anything to do with these kind of awards and this kind of show and these kind of people. They didn't tell us anything about it. And now Stuttering Craig's facing backlash for daring to celebrate games. Now, full disclosure, before I go into this video, Smash JT is a 1337 elite member sponsor level of the
Okay, I've watched side scrollers and I've seen this stuttering. What did he call him?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, I forget his name, but I have watched him. And my take on it, I always thought he was kind of a centrist. He would never come out and be truly anti-woke. He tried to stay centrist. The way I seen it anyway, it looked that way to me. And now people are like, we don't want to be associated with you. Yeah, Stuttering Craig, weird fucking name, whatever. It was literally proving the point. We just want fun games, and some troons accidentally stumbled their way into supposedly making a fun game, and they got ass hurt, and not like the normal way they do. Okay. The Real Game Awards is like, we don't care your stance. We don't care if you're a transformer. We don't care. Did you make a fun game? The gamers will decide. We're asking the gamers directly. And the gamers like, yeah, this transformer made a good game. And they're like, hey, we're gonna show this good game that made. And now they're mad.
Oh, that doesn't make any damn sense. It's free advertising. It's good for business. Why would they just want to bitch? You know what I'm saying?
I'll continue on with Smash JT here. He did a all right job in covering it, and he was in the Game Awards briefly.
The Real Game Awards. That involves me deciding to give $1,337, donating in support. Sure, it's all out there so you know where I'm coming from. Based off of how the game industry has basically been straight up attacking gamers for the better part of the past year, which is really wild to me. But regardless of that, let's get into the story. Stuttering Craig's brainchild, The Real Game Awards, originally made some waves in the gaming community as a refreshing alternative to the bloated and overly corporate mainstream media game award shows. The event, which in all honesty was a very fun watch. It aired without a hitch, and I even streamed it on Will of the Fans channel. We had a great time. Words of Paradise was there as well. We were celebrating being gamers and enjoying the pastime that we love so dearly. It was a celebration of gaming culture for gamers.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this and say a little bit now and then, but Words of Paradise. I've been on Discord, talked with him some. He never let me on his show for whatever reason. But he this whole tranny bit.
Oh.
Well, you've seen him do it, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I remember now.
He goes, he's Leona.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a bit or if he's kind of into it, because he I don't know, it almost feels like he showed some signs here and there.
Yeah. I like his bird though.
It may be just a bit. It may be. But maybe they seen that, instead of going, oh, a supporter, one of us, they went, he's mocking us. Which, what does that say about them?
Nothing good.
I mean, maybe they should be like, hey, Leon, are you one of us? Which I guess he said enough to go against it, but then again, he does that bit, And I kind of wonder, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he is, you know, as long as he ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah, Hook here says it's just a bit, and
Hmm.
ultimately I'll believe that. But there's a part of me that kind of wonders.
Well, I mean, he plays a good part. You know, if it's just
Well, you
a
know,
bit, he plays it well.
wouldn't be some shit, and I'm sure they exist, where you have a tranny who's against all this shit and even speaks against it, but they're still a tranny. I could see that.
Yeah, yeah, me
But
too.
I'll continue on. Hurry up, get this video over with, because I don't want to put everybody through watching a video in a video. I feel bad for even doing it, but here we go.
By gamers, untainted by the typical political posturing and pandering these days that so many of us had come to expect from the larger award show ceremonies. And yeah, even I was a presenter in it. Stuttering Craig asked me if I wanted to be, and I looked at it as an honor, as something to take part in, to push the game industry to what I feel like is a better place for the vast majority of gamers. But as the dust settled, the true fallout was just beginning. It didn't take very long for the hardcore, woke, left-leaning segment of the game community to crawl out of the darkest pits of despair from the internet and try to turn their attention to the event's participants, launching yet another one of their cringe campaigns of outrage and cancellation attempts. Their primary targets, the developers of the games being featured in the show, many of whom had no idea they were included in the first place. Beginning with PSX Bunlith, who was the head developer for Nightmare Kart, and they tweeted out, "So honored to have won the coveted Anti-Woke Game Awards Best Racing Game category as a trans woman. It is so comforting to see them prioritize diversity, equality, and inclusion. To celebrate, I'm going to have gay sex with my F-word transgender dog girl," which is weird enough in its own right.
Yes, they really said that. The developer of that game says, "Thank you for the award, and you embracing LGBTQ, you know, DEI, blah blah blah. And now I'm gonna go have sex with my sex slave dog girl, some nonsense like that, right?" They
Ew.
actually said that.
Ew.
So here, Hook is informing us there's a few troon grifters, but that die is cast. Lady MAGA, those troons know there's money to make on the right wing, arguable if mainstream Republicans are right wing at all, though. I'm
Well,
not familiar with the ones he's speaking of. I haven't seen them, but yeah, I'm sure they exist. No doubt about that. And yeah, that's such a niche thing they're getting into. It's probably a lose-lose game, but I could be wrong on that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gay and I hate the LGBTQ community. I think it's bullshit. So there you go. I'm
I'm
sure.
straight. I'm straight as can be. You know, I'm like, just keep your shit out of my face, and you know, don't diddle kids or animals or dead things.
Yeah, it's like don't do disgusting shit, and we won't
Or
talk shit about
in
you.
that case, you don't deserve to breathe there. But
Yeah,
besides that, keep your shit to yourself, and everything's all right.
yeah. It ain't nobody's business.
And don't, you know, try to force out all straight people and white people and religious people and all this nonsense.
Yeah,
But this is like an outright attack at Stuttering Craig for putting on his own award show and basically taking the standpoint of, yeah, I know what you guys really are all about, even if you're not saying it, and I don't want to be associated with you, which is really weird because Stuttering Craig isn't about any of that. He responded, "Congrats. You'll notice that literally no one cared that you're trans. Literally no one. The audience cared that you made a good game. That's all people want. Our show is not anti-woke. It's simply meant to be an alternative to the access media / industry show. Enjoy your gay sex." For some reason, these people always seem to focus on what they do when they close the bedroom door. Like we care about it. We never do care about it.
He's right. He's like, he says, "Oh, this is what we're really about. Enjoy your gay sex." Because who the fuck asked? Like,
nobody.
why did they feel the need to say what they stick their thing in? Why?
I don't know. I don't want to know what these people do. I mean, ew. Nobody cares. All people want to know is if the game is good, they'll try it out, and if they like it, they'll buy it or whatever. They don't give a shit about
Bro, we
this
never
other
talk about that
stuff.
stuff. I don't know why they always fixate on that's the thing that we care about when it's not. And then Stuttering Craig went on to talk about how he's since now been blocked by this person after giving them an award for best racing game. Stuttering Craig said, "The post below was both a quote tweet and response to the trans developer who was trying to be snarky about winning an award at the Real Game Awards. My response was honest and in good faith. This person's response, hide it from the post and block me, as it doesn't fit their internalized victim narrative and public narrative they want to spin. Somehow, while this person was literally getting praise for their work, they were able to..."
Now, I'm sure you remember when They said, we just want to live and coexist.
Yeah,
What happened to that?
those days are gone.
Okay, we were all like, okay, you can get married and be miserable like the rest of us. And it's like, okay, you can dress up like that. Okay, and we'll, whether we like it or not, do it. And now they're blocking you. They're calling you fascist and sexist and misogynist and this ist and that ist and this phobe and that phobe. Now they're going, you're a homophobe if you won't do a tranny. And if you use the word tranny, you're a tranny phobe. Fuck, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
you're
at this
some
point.
kind of phobic, It doesn't matter to
Okay,
them.
what the fuck ever happened to we just want to exist. We just want to be like everybody else. What the fuck ever happened to that?
I don't know. It's like the government gave them an inch and they took a mile. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
To spin that into being a victim, which I get it. You're entitled to do whatever the hell you want to do, but this really does shine a spotlight on what we're dealing with in the game industry with unhinged developers that are looking for any reason to claim victim status. Instead of just celebrating coming together that an award was given to them, they want to say, no, I don't agree with that person's politics, and so now I'm blocking them, and I want to try to get an own on them, like own the chuds with a tweet for daring to recognize that the game was good. I don't understand where they're coming from. And you would think it'd be one thing if it was just that one developer, but no, it continues. The lead developer of Sulaco, a game that honestly looked pretty cool, that is currently in early access on Steam, goes by the name of Nextstick on Blue Sky, seems to have taken some issues with the free promotions that Stuttering Craig was giving them via his Game Awards. He was showing a trailer of their game and thought it would be cool to promote games during this show. And sure, he could have reached out to them before the show and said, hey, I'm looking to feature your game during my show. Are you okay with that? And they'd probably say sure or no, which is fine. But at the same time, it's like, who would turn down free promotion from an award show celebrating video games? It's wild to me. Nextstick on Blue Sky said, we have not paid for an advertisement for the Real Game Awards. I've never even heard of it until an hour ago. And then they followed that up saying, the more I'm looking into this, the more I want to distance myself, laughing my ass off. And I see there's a lot of people that were tagging them saying, what are you doing on here? Do you know how bad these people are? Why are you associating with these people? And it's all these lefty lunatics that do the same tactics they always do, trying to cancel the opposition because they can't be creative and make anything of their own. So they try to tear down anyone doing anything in this world. Grums on Twitter said, indie game Sulaco game, slams Stuttering Craig and his Game Award show for ... checks notes, featuring them for free because they thought it was a cool game. They did this after Alyssa, Wash Your Crack, and Airbag all went after them for the crime of being on the wrong show. Sulaco didn't just cave to the bullying cancel culture, they embraced it and have picked a side. Vote accordingly. This is all crazy to me because it has literally nothing to do with politics. These are woke lefties that are lunatics pushing politics every chance they get, trying to find politics at every walk of life, that they can't just have people have their own show and enjoy.
I would appreciate it if I had, I get the occasional hater like, you're grifting. Really? I didn't fucking know it. I don't make any money. I got a donation link. No one fucking clicks on it.
Yeah, it's like, how the hell are you a grifter? You don't get no money.
I'm not talking shit about my viewers. They can do as they wish. Either way, I'm talking shit about the trolls. I would appreciate it if one came on and said, this is where we're really coming from, and I would come back with a civil response, and it would stay civil, and we would give our viewpoints. Now, I'm not craving such a conversation, but rather than them trolling me, going, you're a this is and a this phobe and this and a grifter, if they came on and said, this is where we're coming from because this is how we feel and how we live, and and civil, right? I would answer civil.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't mind an honest window into their world to see where they're really coming from.
Yeah, but
I would appreciate that.
Trolls won't do that though. They just want to get on and just.
That's the thing. I have yet to find one of those motherfucking types who are civil. I've not found one. They're so puffed up with pride, they can't seem to have a conversation.
I don't understand what they got to be prideful of.
They were taught to be. I mean, I'm not prideful for being straight. It's just the way I am. I'm not prideful for my skin color or, whatever. And if we want to start talking about white privilege, for one, I'm mostly native I'm mixed. And I never had no fucking privilege in my life.
Yeah,
I've been harassed by cops. I've lived the lowest of the low and had to dig myself out of it. Where the fuck is this white privilege? Is there a line for it? Do I need to apply for a license?
I don't know. I'm still waiting on it myself.
But it could be I'm not white enough. I mean, I pass as white, right?
Yeah.
But it could be I'm not white enough.
Yeah. I think that might be what it is, you know? But in reality, there is no such thing as a truly white person. They're all mixed. Everybody's mixed. It's just the way it is.
If you're looking at it like what is considered white, European enough or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
Depending on your metrics, there is truly white people, but we're all more mutts than you might realize. And that includes the black people and the Latino, whatever you call.
That is true.
You get a black person or a Latino person. Again, I'm probably saying it wrong, but whatever. And they're going, oh, I represent my people and I'm full and this and that. You're probably not. I think even these people that think they're full-blooded this or that, they're usually not. There may be a rare case that they are, but that would be so super rare.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, things like that is just, it's like spinning your wheels in place and getting nowhere.
Yeah, I'm going to continue this.
Enjoy things. They have to inject their own narratives and run with that and try to cancel anyone they disagree with. This is wild. The craziest part, some developers still listen to them, including Sulaco. So Stuttering Craig didn't ask Sulaco's developer Nexus to have them as part of the show, and they took issue with that. But then you follow on Nexus's Blue Sky, and they're promoting Doom, a game that they didn't make, and they're saying, this is a cool game, everyone. I like Doom. And I'm like, what? You're literally promoting a game that you didn't make on your own Blue Sky, and then your next post you're saying, I don't like other people that I don't like promoting the game I made. Can you please make up your mind? And then we have the lunatics over at Hard Drive Magazine on Twitter saying, hey, Stuttering Craig, is it official Real Game Awards policy to hire Holocaust-denying racists to do all your animations, or just the one you posted yesterday? Which, again, they think this is some sort of own on the chuds because they don't like one person that got hired for something that may or may not transcendentally have anything to do with the work being done on the show, but they're looking for anything to get the show canceled because they hate the fact that there's someone like Stuttering Craig moving forward and changing the industry for the better. But it doesn't align with their ideologies, so they want to do everything they can do to stop it. Oh, and ABGN, James Rolfe was on there too, and that pissed off a lot of them as well because they thought that he was one of theirs on their side and everything sides with them. And now they're like, oh, even James Rolfe is one of those now? Oh, God, of course he is. Now they're mad at James Rolfe for being a part of it because this is what they do. This is how they get people to submit to be on their side, is by shaming them, by canceling them. And weak-minded people always bend the knee and end up going on their side, which is why it's filled with a bunch of people that never want to do or accomplish anything. Despite all the noise, it was a roaring success, and it showed everyone that there is a strong demand for gaming content that isn't afraid to reject the corporate and ideological stranglehold that has taken over much of the gaming industry at its root. As for me, I have zero regrets about supporting the Real Game Awards show. I believe in Craig's vision, and I still do to this day. The event was a big step in the right direction for gamers everywhere who are tired of being lectured and policed by the establishment. If anything, the backlash being faced here only proves the importance behind continuing the fight for gaming culture to change in a better direction that celebrates creativity and gamer-focused fun above everything else. And honestly, I guess we all should have expected this kind of backlash, but to see developers so quickly bend the knee and then go on the attack against Stuttering Craig for daring to try to champion and promote games is just beyond wild to me. I will live my entire life and never understand.
I'm curious as to how Stuttering Craig will react to this. Ultimately, I support the Real Gaming Awards. I think he's doing a good thing, a great thing even. But that's subject to change depending on how he reacts to this. Because that would be the definition of a sellout. You get some complaints and then you make some changes you wouldn't have otherwise made.
Yeah.
Depending on the direction of those changes.
Yeah.
So as it stands, I support what he's doing entirely, and I hope it grows.
Yeah, because people in general just want to play games. They don't want politics in their gaming. They're fatigued with it everywhere else, and they want a place that they can escape to. That's what games are for.